Hey guys, we're back with another episode of Taco Imposters for April 19th, 2024. Um, I haven't finished the video yet. I just started to watch a video by Scott Kramer about like thumbnails, and it made me think about um, how like thumbnails are weird because there's so many thumbnails that are ripped off of everybody else. Like, especially if you have, and then you've got titles that are very, very clickbaity similar. Especially if you're doing if you're doing a live stream. It's all that like blah 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 whatever you're gonna do live in like brackets, and then that weird like dot that looks like a record button. That red dot that looks like a record button. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing bad about it. But I'm just saying like, and then you have this problem of like this thing of like, then you've got all the same like thumbnails that are all very similar, right? And then I'm thinking like, you know, then you've got the whole problem of things like shorts, right? So I could talk about a whole dang YouTube shorts, you know. I could talk about shorts for freaking 40 for this whole episode of shorts, man. Make a whole episode of shorts because they're broken. Well, you know why they're broken? I've made more. I've gotten more views in my last short than I have in like the last 10 videos. It's ridiculous. It's whack. Like long form videos. It's stupid. Although not all the long form videos are good. But still, like, come on, man. Some people say shorts are broken, they're broken. My most popular short, is me saying literally it's like a second, maybe 2 seconds of Happy New Year. And it got 1,200 in 24 hours. 1,200 views in 24 hours. I'm like, that's broken. The damn thing is broken. It's broken. And it is broken. I'm telling you right now, it's broken. Shorts are broken. People like Jack Sucks at Life. They talk about like that. No, it's broken. They're broken. Or they're crap. Or the repost of Twitter of TikToks. Or someone's TikToks. Or they're dead memes from 10 years ago. Like, what? Why? I don't know. Anyway, in my opinion, shorts are whack and I don't like them. But what I'm saying is they used to have custom thumbnails. Then they stopped custom thumbnails, and now they're giving them to certain people like Mr. Beast. It's like, well, why? I don't understand. But, you know, look, in my opinion, I don't think it's that great, but I don't care. Like, I like shorts. They're fine. Sometimes they'll spoil my short, but other times, like, whatever. I don't care. You know? Most of the times, like, I don't care. I was never a person to use thumbnails until one day I just was like, I got to make thumbnails because I got to look professional, and I did, and I'm good. So, yeah, in my opinion, thumbnails are weird, man. YouTube is a weird thing like that. Thumbnails, because you get the whole, the first one he's talking about is he's talking about like Ryan Trahan's like, I don't know if he started it, but he's one of the first people to like pioneer this like idea of like it's guy sitting in the middle of a room or right in the middle of the frame, right in the middle of the thumbnail, and you're in a yellow jumpsuit, or sorry, orange jumpsuit, so like you're in a prison jumpsuit, and you're talking, or sorry, and you're like in distress, like oh no, I survived the quietest room, I survived the loudest room, I'm up in a bunker, and then it doesn't make any sense, but. Then there's that whole like, you know, so that's one, which is weird and works only really well for one thing. But then there's that whole Mr. Beast one where it's just guy standing in front of like something that has something to do with the background, but you're definitely photoshopped into it. But with that like mouth wide open, eyes really big, like you know, it's like, oh my god, it's crazy. Like thumbnails are weird that way, man. And don't get me wrong. The entirety of the internet is based on stealing from other people. Like, that's the entirety of the internet. He would steal, you know, yeah, 100%. He'd steal, you know, he'd steal it. That's the entire, at least not the whole internet, but definitely YouTube. YouTube has, like, just YouTube specifically, it's like, that's what stealing is. It's stealing off of YouTube. That's what it is. YouTube is like, 50 to 75%, I stole something from someone else. You know? I stole my idea from someone else. Right? I'm not saying, you know, you should. And if you're going to steal from someone, you know, I'm not saying you should, but if you're going to steal from someone, you should at least, you know, credit them and say, hey, well, I got this idea from this person, right? Wow. That's not going out. Anyway, so yeah. So yeah, at least say like, oh, I got it from this guy or this guy or this guy, this guy. You know? I don't know. I'm just saying, like, maybe you should. Maybe that'd be nice. Maybe you should. Anyway, in my opinion, I don't feel like there's any, it's like great, whatever. Look, in my opinion, whatever. But I'm just saying, like, please, credit people. Anyway, but yeah, like, how are you supposed to credit someone in a thumbnail though? Like, you put at the bottom, this was actually Ryan Trahan's original thing. I don't know. In my opinion, don't steal. But if it works, it works. I don't know. Again, it's another one of those. Hey, if it works, go for it. It's like, yeah, I guess. It's dead. Dang it, my 360 camera dies because I usually leave it on standby, not on. I don't turn it off. So, thinking I'm going to use it again, and I don't. So, although I got to get that working. Speaking of all that, so yeah, that's it. Let me just finish this. So that's thumbnails for you. They're weird. They're dumb. There's a whole bunch of them. He's probably gonna talk about more that I didn't even think about. So yeah, I don't care. I'm just saying, like, sure, whatever. But like, dang it. Okay. So yeah, no, I don't really care. I'm just saying, like, But yeah, anyway. So speaking of 360, I'm trying to get 360 working again, like learning how to do it. And not only that, I've found a guy who does a name your price setup for website building, and he's like, yeah, just put your price in, and I'll make you something at that price. And he's like, I'll make you what you want at that price. I'm like, oh great. So I said $200 US, and I was like, okay, good. And so I'm getting a website made. He says he can get it to me today, but he said yesterday he can get it to me tomorrow, which is today. So, but I haven't gotten anything back yet. Because I had a Wix website, and I had a domain, and I bought a domain, and we could switch domains, but it's going to cost me some money. And long story short, take the domain I had on Wix, which is going to cost me every month. I got a flat. I'm going to have this. I'm going to own this domain. Look, this guy seems like he knows what he's doing. Because he's the only guy out of all the people that I looked up that were going to actually get me, or were telling me anything about anything they were doing. Like, yeah, I can do this. Here we go. Here's what I'm going to do. And no offense, but like, everybody else is just kind of like, it's like, just telling me, give me your money first. And there are people who told me, I will not make you a website. Like, or there's one guy who told me on Reddit, told me, you're not getting a website for $200. You're getting like part one of a website, and you're going to have 70 billion different parts, and you'll pay $1,000. Like, I wouldn't pay you less than $1,200. I'm like, he first said $2,000. I went, that's insane. He goes, I wouldn't charge less than $1,200 to make the website. I said, well, what do you want? And I go, what did you ask? What do you want? What did you ask people? What was your price and what did you want? I said about $200 max, $200 max. I got between 100 and 500, like, quotes. And he's like, well, what do you want? And I keep sending people the exact same one. My friend, who's what she went to, her website is perfect. I just want it to be 360 video. And so they're like, yeah, no, I wouldn't make that. Like, if I had to make it from scratch, I wouldn't make it for less than $1,200. I'm like, ay. Although this guy seems like he knows what he's doing, and he sounds like he's going to get me what I want. Is he? I don't know. That's I gotta, we'll find out. We'll see. But I think it's going to be okay. Anyway, look, in my opinion, I think it'll be fine. Now, so yeah, I mean, look, it's gonna work. So that's what I've been doing. Like, I've been setting that up, and I think it's gonna work pretty well. I hope we get an actual website, because I don't get some like one of those like free drop down whatever things that made by, you can tell it's made by a 12-year-old on his like a phone through an app or something, or a website, like a drag and drop website that like redirects you to some other website. Like, I made an app once that redirected me to just a website, and I was like, that's so stupid. This is like, that's not real coding, which it isn't. But you can make stuff out of it, sure. But yeah, no. It was like Snap, but not really. Or sorry, not Snap. What's that called? Scratch, but not really. It was bizarre, this thing I'm doing. But yeah, in my opinion, it was okay, I guess. I don't know. I wasn't making a real app, is what I'm saying. Now I know how to make an app or not how to make an app, but I can like figure out how to make apps in like Unity. I'd love to make an app in Unity and try and sell it on, or try and like put it on the apps, the Google Play Store. Be great stuff. But yeah, so personally, in my opinion, I feel like, I hope he's going to come up with something better. I feel like he's going to. I can tell. It just sounds like he's like not trying to, scam me out of any money. So let's go ask the other Reddit guy, actually. Sorry. Where's Reddit here at this point? That's Reddit. Can I go to, like, this? There you go. Let's go to here. I'll ask the guy who's going to give me a pineapple it is. So let's see, it's a guy. Like, he's going to give me a camera and some stuff, so. Where is he? There you go, Cole. Sorry, replied. That's a really nice song. That's a really good song. Anyway, so yeah. Yeah. Look, I'm not saying they're good, I'm not saying they're bad. What I'm saying is they're just kind of like, wow, okay. Oh, I have to go back to something else. Sorry. But yeah, I mean, like, look, okay, in my opinion, I don't know. So yeah, I feel like he's going to be actually give me something good and not just, scam me out of half the money, which is $100. I'm like, oh, yeah. And then it's 89 euros because he's in France, and then I had to spend, because it was US, I was like 149. I was like, oh, God, that's a lot. But yeah, if he gets me a website that I can have for free, basically, meaning I have it on my own and I host it on whatever, sure, I'll do that. But, I was... Cool. So the guy for that camera and the film was like, yeah, sure. Here, yeah, I'll get it to you. I'll try tomorrow. Like, I gypped out of money before. I gypped out a lot of things before. Like, yeah. Yeah, so, in my opinion, sorry, he seems like a good guy, so. Yeah, he seems like it. I don't know if he is, but he seems like it. The other thing is, so I'm reading or listening to The Lord of the Rings, right, the first book, and they had just left Tom Bombadil's house. And I was asking my friend who knows, like, everything about Lord of the Rings. He's, like, obsessed. The only other person I could say who knows more is my brother, or knows just as much, if not more, is my brother. And so my best friend, he's like, okay, so I'm asking him, so why is Tom Bombadil, like, not, why is he immune to the ring? And he's like, well, it's because, he has nothing to gain. Like, oh, okay. And the whole thing is that with the ring, it's like, because the whole idea was, I think Gandalf or someone suggested, hey, why don't we give the ring to Tom? Since he's immune to it, he can just keep it forever. But the problem would be Tom, because he's immune to it, he would put it down somewhere and forget about it and not care about it. He wouldn't want it. And then I asked on the Lord of the Rings subreddit, well, why is Tom Bombadil immune to the ring? And somebody gave me there are two good ones. He goes, you need something to gain. He doesn't care, therefore he doesn't want anything. Therefore he's fine. Right? The other one was, think of it like this. Kids come up to you. They're about, kindergarten kids. And they've got this rock. And they're like, yo, man. Maybe they wouldn't say yo, man, but they're like, hey, can you protect my rock? Can you keep my rock? And you have no skin in the game. You're just like, whatever, I don't care. You don't care about the rock. You have nothing to gain from the rock. It's not a rock. You're like, whatever, I don't care. Sorry. So you keep your rock, but you don't care. It doesn't affect you. And they claim it's got magical powers, and you're just like, sure, I don't care. And it may affect them, but you just have nothing because you just don't care. The other thing was, since he's a master of his own domain, he's older than everybody. He's before time. He's a deity. He's this, that, and the other thing. Because somebody asked, he's like, well, I read it a long time ago, long time ago. Who's Tom Bombadil and why? Like, is he really in the books? And it's like he's in the books enough to be like an intermediate character that they just fall like because unlike the farmer that they meet, right? These are all spoiler alerts, by the way. Um, there's no like unlike the farmer he meets where like oh yeah there was a connection to him. We kind of just like hear like oh yeah we've heard about Tom Bombadil like oh we've heard about you like the hobbits have heard about him but don't really know much about him and just like oh you're Tom Bombadil with Golding his wife and it's like oh yeah okay that works. You know, and they're both immune because they just don't care. They don't need anything. He's a master of his own domain, and he just doesn't care. You know, which he doesn't care. He's like, whatever. I don't give a hoot. I think I care. I was like, no, I guess not. You know, you know. So yeah, I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just saying like he's like okay, or like I'm not saying it doesn't make sense. It makes perfect sense to me. Like I think about it, going that actually makes so much sense because it does. When you think about it, you're like, oh yeah, okay. Think about it, right? Just think about it, right? It does. He doesn't need it. There's no desire. He doesn't need to destroy anything. Also, the other thing that somebody said was, well, he's got a wife. He doesn't need it. His wife is just not some person that they need. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, no, 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 that makes sense. He doesn't need it. There's nothing he needs. I'm like, oh, okay. That makes sense. 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 No, 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 no. It's like, no, 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 no. Okay, sure, sure. No. No, don't make one. I already have one. Sign in. Tab. A phone number. Whoa, got it. Yeah. Hmm. Go back one. Okay. Oh. Just a sec. Okay, well, I'll have to find it later. But yeah, I'm just saying, like, it's weird, right? Tom Bombadil makes, and then I got like hundreds, not even like 200. What's it called? Saying 200. What do you call it? Like comments are going, yeah, 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 yeah. This reason and that reason and this reason. They're all educated guesses though. Yeah, I'm like, so because somebody came out, like somebody said, one of the comments was just like, they're all educated guesses. So we're not like we know what we're saying. It's like, or not we know that not we're saying the gospel truth. And we're not saying that this is gospel or canon or this is exactly what we should, this is the answer. No, we're just saying this is what we think the answer is. Now, to be honest, I don't know what I think. I'm just like, okay, so he's some sort of like deity, god-like person who's just immune because they decided he'll be immune. Like, it's one of those, like, Tolkien decided, oh, he'll be immune, and that's it. It's like, okay. Because that's the thing, right? He kind of just is. There's no explanation. He's just like, I don't really care. The ring's cool. You know? I'm living my life. What do I care? I don't need your stupid ring kind of thing. Because that's the thing, right? The one of the best answers was, well, it's a rock. A rock that you like and you think is cool, and your group of friends think it's cool, but you have no invested interest in any of it. So you're like, whatever, I don't care. Which is fair. I don't really care, right? It's like I don't really care. Which is fair. I don't like you wouldn't care if you just were handed this thing and went, well, here you go. Like, here's something that you have nothing to do with. It'd be like being handed something like a I don't know, a piece of paper with a different writing on it. And say this is ancient sacred text, and you're like, first of all, I'm not religious, so sacred texts I don't care, and two, I can't read this, so what do I care? Kind of thing, right? He doesn't care. He just does not care, which is fair. I wouldn't care either. I'd be like, well, that's cool. Can you just like not, please, or can you just like kind of like okay, sure. I'm looking at something here, and I'm watching all the old what's it called again? All the old what's his names again? Oh gosh. Nerf stereotype videos by Coop772 by Frank Cooper, and I'm like, wow, these are great, and they are great. But I'm realizing like, man, there are so many Nerf guns, and Nerf's gone through weird phases. Like in the early '90s when it started, right? It was like, or when it started in like the whatever '60s, '70s, '80s, whatever it was, and it was just foam balls, whatever, fine, non-expanding recreational foam, great. But then it was like, okay, then it went to all these cool blasters from like the '90s, where it's like, oh, crossbows and sticker strikes, and you know these, that, and the other thing, and all these cool ones, great guns. And then in the early 2000s, we came out with all these like the N-Strike ones, and I had the N-Strike guns. I had Stampede, Maverick, Nightfinder, and there's one other one I had, I'm sure. A Deploy, I guess, and then Recon. And Recon and no, what's the one? Rampage. Rampage. They're all great guns. Or I think it's Rampage. The one that you like shot by pump action, like well, I don't know. Anyway, they're all very good guns. Like some were easier to mod than others. I modded a Maverick, or actually my brother modded a Maverick actually, and we modded guns. It was, I mean, the what's it called? Still one of the easiest things to mod ever. The Nightfinder / what's that one called now? The whatever the new one, whatever the new version of it. Then in about 2000 and I want to say like 11, 12, maybe 10, they came out with a whole bunch of like Nerf N-Strike Elite, which were like elite versions of the old guns, and people were like, wow, this is great, because they just took bad guns or just mediocre guns and just made them better, and most of them were better. Then they came out with some of the new guns that were like new ones in the same series, and then they've been pumping out guns ever since for like 12, 13 years. It's insane. Nerf is great, I have to say. Because Nerf is like, you want to shoot a gun, but you don't want to shoot a paintball gun because they hurt, and you don't want to shoot a BB gun, and you don't want to shoot an airsoft. So you're like, okay. So you're just like, okay, whatever. I don't. You just like shoot Nerf. Nerf is great. And there's a Nerf gun for everybody. Flywheel, pistols, shotguns, snipers, tiny guns, big guns, jolts, massive guns, bazookas, rocket launchers. I mean, it's crazy stuff, man. Man, are they like such good? I say, you want to get your kid involved in something, unless you don't want to do violence. You don't do violence. Some reason you don't do violence. I say Nerf is one of the things to get kids into. Nerf is great. Nerf, you learn stuff. You get into communities. You find buddies. You go to Nerf wars. You have fun. You trade guns. You go here. You do that. You shoot some guns. It's pretty good stuff. In my opinion, you're not gonna get much of a better community because like they're a very good community. HVD, which is humans versus zombies. Good stuff, man. It's basically LARPing. It's good stuff. It's like futuristic LARPing. It's like you can think about it either like militarily, like, oh, we're doing a military thing where it's like, you know, feels like you're fighting in a war, or you could do like HVZ, like Walking Dead type of like zombie apocalypse, or you could do like a zombie like futuristic zombies, or you could do like, you know, you're shooting like, you know, it's great. It's all good stuff. You know, it's good stuff, I have to say. I like Nerf a lot. I think Nerf is fantastic. Is Nerf perfect? No, of course not. It's toxic in ways, you know. It does its own thing and whatever. But what I'm saying is, I'm just saying like it's a good one to get into because you know you're not gonna spend like $1 million and you're gonna get basically very good guns to start. You know. So because of that, you're gonna get great guns to start, and so it's gonna be great. And so because of that, you're gonna get good guns. Like you can get all like starter guns are great, especially nowadays when some of the good guns that are older are cheap, and some of the new guns aren't super expensive and they're good. So you can get into it very well. There were some guns that were kind of stupid. I never liked, but then other guns like I don't know stuff like you know what a good pistol is. I love the Maverick pistol. You know Maverick's great. Night Finder's great. Um, what else is great? The Jolt's good. Nerf. What's it called? What's the elite one called? Night Finder EX3. No, it's called the. Okay. It's called the, and there's a lot of them that are just like exactly like it. But what's it called? Nope, not the original one. Elite 2.0 darts are the same. No, and then they made Elite darts, which are just leaps and bounds better because it does one thing super well. You don't. It doesn't give you a stupidly long head inside the top of the dart. It's so dumb. Foam. It's dumb. What was it called? What's it called? It's called something, isn't it? 3. Okay, yeah. What's it called though? The Nerf Knife Finder. Night Strike, I think. Nope. Night Finder. What's it from? Blaster Barn. Okay, yeah. Some painting stuff. There were a lot. There were like a lot of like blast, and also you can find a blaster for anybody, man. It's so good. What was it called? I'm looking for what the actual new one's called. Okay, yeah. Where's the Nerf Elite version? Please tell me you're gonna give me the Elite version. No, I guess not. No, give me like the like yeah the Elite series. There you go. Now, what were the like guns that came out in this? Give me names for the guns, right? Can you give me okay there? It was called the. Oh, I love the Raven. The Raven was a good gun. You know what a great gun is that's really underrated? Like ridiculously underrated. Fire Strike. That's what it's called. No, it's not. That's not right. Yeah, it is called the Fire Strike. Okay, cool. But you know what's a really underrated gun that I love? The Firefly. So cool. The Triad. What else were there? The Jolt. Yeah. The Split Strike. I've seen those things. They're kind of crap. The Pocket Strike and the Sharp Fire and the Snap Fire, and they're all like Nerf Jolt reskins. Oh, and the Neon Fire and the Scout Mark 2, and the like. Ugh, you know what a weird gun was that I didn't really like? I've used it once and it was kind of bizarre. It's in the first like wave of them. That Hailfire. God, it was weird. It's like a giant like it holds like 3, 7, 1, 2, 7, 6 or 7 clips that you can like shoot and then you just like push the thing at the top, like pull the lever at the top, and like you can switch, like rotate it. Oh. Rampage, yeah, good one too. Look at just the end strike, Rampage, that stuff. Okay, then what else we got? Accessories. Okay, let's go to end strike now. End strike. No, just the original end strike. I want to know the original end strike line. What did they have in the original end strike line? So, oh, the Hornet. I had a Hornet. Man, without a gold blaster. Oh, the Titans. Amazing. The Night Finder's good. Oh, I had a Seeker Shot. Those were amazing. You want to like take it out and put it onto something as like a last resort blaster. It's a great blaster. Firefly, great. Maverick, great. Long Shot, great. Elite Element. I never had an element. Never used one. I love the Mag Strike. Oh, that was great. Tech Target. Never had one. Oh, I like the Recon. I never had any accessories. But the one that I remember is a Reflex. God, that was in everything, man. I can get a Reflex now. I'd love to get a Reflex. I'd love to get a Reflex, and a Seeker Shot, and a Firefly. Try and mod them. Switch. Oh, Switch. What is that called? The Switch Shot was the one for the Wii game. The Vulcan Raider. That's what it was called. The Vulcan was always cool. I liked. What I liked? I liked the Vulcan, the Raider, the Alpha Trooper, the Barrel Break, and the Barracuda. They're great. I had a deploy. I honestly never thought the deploy was that crap. I never liked it per se. But I didn't think it was crap. Also, I didn't like the long shot too much. It was okay. It looks cool, but it's whatever. I used a rapid fire. Yeah, it was a good one. It had like 20, I think, and it could either shoot in like sections, like or you could go like really fast, like cool stuff. My friend had a Spectre. I like Spectre. It's not a terrible gun. The stock is awful. Almost, not as, sorry, worse than the Raycon stock, but just as bad. Because at least Raycon stock can hold a bullet. A blaster. You can't actually hold hold a clip. The Spectre, you can't hold a clip in it. No, so it's dumb. It collapses though. I like the Stampede a lot. I thought Stampede was great. I had one. It was great. Or my brother actually had one, but the Jolt's great. Then you have all these other newer ones that are in the end strike line, not the elite. So, man, were they good? Man, what was the first Nerf blaster? What was the first Nerf blaster? That doesn't count. That stupid thing where like air powered, like you like hold it and pump it like to shoot a little ball. Forget it. Let's go. I don't want it. I want to know a list of all of the. There's all the new stuff that's just like I don't even care about. Like 7 different freaking blasters with 7 different darts with 7 different. Oh god. Brand history, parent lawsuits, blaster history, new blaster history. Yeah, I know. The first, there you go. It was called the. I'm sure this is the one it is called. It's called the. No, what's it called? It's called the original Nerf Kenner Gun Blaster. What's it called though? Brings back the iconic sharpshooter. Sharpshooter, yeah. There's just so many good blasters. Maverick is one of my favorite blasters ever. Maverick and Knife-Finder are like up there with some of the best Nerf blasters. And the guy you would remember, the guy everybody knows is, a little bit about, Coop 772. So most people know Coop 772. But the original guy was Drac. Holy crap, was Drac Draconical? Lord Draconical? Man, was he just the guy. Holy crap. I don't think it's good or bad. What I'm saying is just kind of like, wow, that's just like, oof. I don't hate it. Or I don't love, all the blasters, but man, they just like know what they were doing. Like Maverick is a hero blaster ever. Maverick and Knife-Finder are like 2 of the greatest blasters to ever be created. So good. Nah, I don't care about 99% of the new blasters. 'Cause they're all just ridiculous. If I had to walk out today though and buy a bunch of blasters, I wouldn't go and do it here. I'd get a lot on eBay. I'll go get a lot on eBay and get like, or go to my first. I go to my thrift shop, look for a bunch of guns, and then I get a whole bunch of like eBay lots, like maybe 1 or 2 eBay lots, just like oh yeah, and buy like a lot of Mavericks, a lot of Recons, a lot of Rampage, a lot of that kind of stuff. I like the Mega Darts and I like the balls, but I never really shot the balls. The Rival. So I remember getting a Rampage and thinking it was the coolest blaster as a kid. And then there's the long strike. Sorry. Scope. Oh, that's so cool. The accessories are pretty cool. I'll say that. All I'm saying is, Nerf's very underrated in the sense that like kids don't play with Nerf nearly as much. You know what kids really don't do anymore, which is very, 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 very sad. Like super sad. That makes me just really sad. They don't really do water gun fights or water balloon fights anymore. I'm like, no way. What? No. It's like, no, it's true. They don't. And I'm just like, what? You don't actually get water guns? What are you talking about? Play with water guns or water balloons? Well, because water guns suck nowadays. They're all the stupid ones that you pump. There's no such, like, actually good water guns at this day and age, which is so stupid. You know what's really underrated, too? Some of the Busby guns are actually really good. Or the, what are they called? Busby changed to some other, or had a different, like, sub-brand that was actually good. In my opinion, I like things like this one, which was, I actually bought one once. The, what do you call them? Yeah, these, like, double-barrel shotguns. These not sawed off. These, like, double-barrel shotguns. Yeah. Side-by-side yeah. They're good blasters, man. I mean, what was it called? The double-barrel, how double-barrel are Nerf guns? How durable are Nerf guns? Durable? Pretty damn durable to me. But anyway, it's good ones, and so. Busby. Double shot, right? That's what it's called? Yeah. Busby blasters. Man, some of them great. Some of them were like fantastic. Yeah, they changed to Air Warriors, but they're the same. Like Busby still made them, but it's like a sub brand. Anyway, pretty good stuff, man. I had some of the cool like I had a knockoff gun. I don't remember what the hell it was called, and I had a Busby. What was that thing called? I'm trying to look and see what I had. The thing that I did not like about Busby though, the only thing I didn't like about Busby was it had shells, like shotguns. I'm like, why? This is dumb. Please don't make me actually use shells. This is stupid. It's dumb, which it was. Very dumb. What were their pistols look like? Like it didn't look like the little what's his name's Hellboy's gun. So what was it called? Oh, I know the Panther is like considered one of the best guns in the world. I think like it has really good. It's really good to integrate and stuff. That whole line was kind of crap, except for the Panther. I remember those being in thrift shops like everywhere. Back when I used to go to thrift shops like every single Tuesday. I went every single Tuesday for like 3 years. Not even joking, like 2-3 years. I'm trying to look. I'm just trying to see like there's some pretty crap guns though that Busby made, and then they came out with like stuff like Air Warriors and such, and that kind of like whole thing. And I do have to say that like they became better blasters. Were they ever as good as Nerf guns? No, of course not. But were they comparable, and could you actually use them in a Nerf war? Yeah, of course you could. Yeah, I'm trying to find the one. Oh yeah, they had a blunderbuss pistol. Like, I'm trying to find. Go away. I'm trying to find, like, the really old. Pistol. That's not it, but it's close to it. Very much close to what I had. It's newer, so not what I want. I'm looking for like a really old. What was it called? I don't know. It's like the Maverick or Mustang or the Tommy 20 was actually a pretty good blaster. I had this. This was terrible. It wasn't even Air Warriors with Busby's. Oh no, it was Air Busby still. The Hunter Blaster or whatever. Air Warriors Hunter or whatever. Like, ugh, God, it was awful. It was a bolt action shotgun that was just terrible. Like, legitimately awful. Went like nowhere. It went like nowhere, and it was terrible. I had it. God awful. So bad. Like, just bad. Now, am I saying it's terrible and you should never use it? Yeah, I don't know. Collect it if you want, but not good. So, what were the pistols? It might not have been that. It might have been the other guy. There was a third company that people used to use. I remember. Don't ask me what the heck that third one that I had was. The second one I had one, and my brother. Tech 3 or something? Tech 3, yeah. Worst blaster ever. That Drax, like, mod of the Tech 3. Lord Draconical. So, yeah, like, oh, God, he was a good guy. Lord Draconical. Yeah, Tech 3 is terrible. Yeah, so, yeah. I don't know. Okay, don't ask what the third one was. I had a gun and my brother had a gun. Really good gun for my brother. Terrible gun for me. My gun was like, actually, my gun wasn't actually that bad. It could have been worse. I want to do a Nerf battle with my young adults, but nobody's gonna care to do it. Not really. I mean, it's okay. Tech 5s, like, don't ask me what the heck that gun was called. Well, it was cheap. That's why. I remember at our pool, my local like, what city pool, right? My local like pool, right? Community pool. Not my local one actually. It was actually far away, but the one that I used to go to. They had like Nerf battles between the other pools that were around, rival pools. And, I remember some people had like the weirdest blasters, but they were just like, I just want to find one that's cheap that I could shoot. You know? Oh, that thing! What was that thing called? Special speed load 6 or something or whatever. The ones for the dark tags. Oh, let's go back to. Yeah, end strike. Now let's go to, not end strike. Let's go to dart tag. Well, there's two different dart tags. There was the first dart tag. Oh, shush! Don't do that. Don't break that. There's the first dart tag, and then there was a second dart tag, which was like the one that they like showed up on like they showed it on like TV, and it was like you could get into it. It was actually really weird. I was like, the whole series of dart tag guns. What were they? There was Dart Tag Elite. Oh yeah, there was Dart Tag Elite, wasn't there? But there was the first Dart Tag, which was like the Hyperfire, which I had one of those. Knife Finder had one. The Crossfire I never had, and Fire Strike, Strike Fires never had. There was a Mag Strikes for it. There were Micro Blasters. There were like Fury Fires and Storm Fires. And then there was a Quick 16, which is actually really good. Sharp Shot, that's the one that my friend had, that my brother stole from him, apparently. Then there was like the Speed Load 6. There was the Speed Swarm, Swarm Fire, and Snapfire 8. And they had all these like accessories, tags, and guns, and this and that. And then they had like, they even had a capture the flag, like accessory that like with like a thing you put batteries in, a big plastic thing, and it would like flash basically. Or you're hurting Moj. So let's go back to it and do it again. Look at Dart Tech Elite. I'm gonna show it on here. Dart Tech Elite. There's Dart Tech Elite. What are the guns? Dart Tech Elite. Okay. Yeah, I think it's gonna be it for now, guys. So, again, if you want to get in touch with me, there's the Discord. Oh, sorry, there's the email, tacoimposters@gmail.com. That's tacoimposters@gmail.com. There's the two Discords, and then there's the and then if you want to contribute, there's the Patreon. That's patreon.com/wingwong. That's patreon.com/wingwong. Both W's are capital. And then there's the music if you want to support, either stream my music or buy my music. And then there's the Etsy shop. So I think it's going to be it for now, guys. So adios, mi amigos.